Hello everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Sean's Movie Crusades. My name is Sean Waskrug and I'm here to review the latest movies that have come out in theaters or streaming services. And today we are reviewing Kurt Russell's Christmas Chronicles. Now if you guys end up liking the review or have any comments about the review at all, feel free to comment below on the video. Or you can go ahead on over to Sean's Movie Crusades on Facebook so you can leave a comment there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel and the Facebook page so that way you're up to date with all the latest videos that come down the pipe. Now, today, like I said, I'm reviewing Kurt Russell's Christmas Chronicles. Now, I'm a huge fan of Kurt Russell, loved his acting for many, many years, and pretty much all the movies he's in. And when I heard that he was going to be Santa Claus, I kind of thought, this is going to be awesome. Because he's really cool playing kind of he's got that kind of ego to him, that he's just super cool, chill, laid back, but he's also can bring the action. And him kind of taking on Santa was just kind of a different kind of role for him. The thing that worried me about the movie is that it was on Netflix and was not going to be released in the theaters, because usually with many movie companies, if they decide to make the movie and then sell it to Netflix, it's because they don't feel like the movie's going to be good enough to make a profit in the theaters itself, so they just dump off the movie to Netflix for a quick buck. So that right there kind of made me a little bit worried, but overall, the movie's a decent film overall. Kurt Russell's great as Santa. He brings a new kind of attitude and kind of layers of the character to the character that we all know in many different types of films, and he definitely does it in a different way. He finds that kind of nice in between. You know, he doesn't go too over the line. He doesn't ever reach Billy Bob Thornton at Bad Santa levels. He's kind of in that middle, kind of where Tim Allen is with the Santa Claus, but better or cooler in a sense. The main story follows these two kids, Teddy and Kate, played by Judah Lewis and Darby Camp, and basically this is their first year of the holidays without their father, who's played by Oliver Hudson. Basically, he's a police officer, and he had died in the previous year. And so, in the course of that previous year, life's been very different for the family. The mom, played by Kimberly Williams Paisley, she's running herself ragged, working, trying to make ends meet. And the brother, Judah Lewis, who plays Teddy, he's kind of fallen into a bad crowd of friends where they're, you know, breaking the law, stealing cars, stuff like that. And Darby Camp's kind of the daughter who's just trying to keep everyone together, just trying to make ends meet. You know, she's kind of being the mother at home. You know, she does the dishes, she does the laundry, she does all that stuff, and she's just trying to keep Christmas alive with this family that's been on rough times since losing their father. Christmas Eve comes up, and basically the mom gets called into to work, so Teddy's got to watch his sister, and in the process, Kate is watching old videos, kind of reminiscing of her father, and in one of the videos she spots Santa Claus coming down the chimney, and so she takes this idea of her and Teddy to try and capture the man himself, so they set up a booby trap to try and capture him. In the process, they do not necessarily capture him, but they are able to see him, and they hop in his sleigh, and in the process, they startle him, and it causes him to crash his sleigh. And then in the process, his reindeer, his hat, and his bag of toys go missing. And so they're basically 1,000 miles away from home in Chicago. They're originally from Massachusetts. And they basically have to help Santa try to find his bag of toys, his hat, and his reindeer, and basically get his sleigh put back together in time to save Christmas. And that's basically the general story you have for the movie. It's pretty cut and dry. You have little things here and there, but it's pretty basic story. But for a Christmas movie, that's really all you need. Overall, like I said, it's pretty decent. It's got its moments. Judah Lewis, he does a pretty good job as Teddy. He's pretty bad in the first 5 to 10 minutes, though, when he's trying to be that awful teenager. He just doesn't play it off well. He just plays it off kind of more as an annoying brat than a kind of a hard ass like his character's trying to portray. And I think that's just more or less because his character isn't a hard ass. And but it just comes off poorly acted. But once he gets into the storyline with Santa, his performance actually gets to be quite better. The highlight of the film, I mean, outside of Kurt Russell, Santa is definitely Darby Camp as Kate. She's a delight throughout the entire film. She basically brings a Christmas levity to the movie throughout the entire film. Even at its darkest moments, she just kind of brings this light, and she's great throughout. And I'm actually looking forward to see what she does down in the future. And then, of course, Kurt Russell. He's Kurt Russell. He's pretty funny. He's got great one-liners. He's Santa with attitude. He's not. He's just super chill, super cool. But he does have he's not a big fan of how he's portrayed by the media. He works hard for his body, and he doesn't like that the media keeps portraying him as a jolly fat guy. So that joke gets brought up quite a few times in the film. Each one's relatively funnier than the next. But he's a Santa who is trying to get the job done. He loves what he does. But when these kids interrupt him and cause his Christmas to be in trouble, it puts a lot of pressure on him. And you sometimes can see that come out of him, but ultimately he does what he can to get the job done while still being Santa Claus. And it's an enjoyable movie. The different kinds of missions or different scenes that they have to go through to once again get the reindeer, get his hat, get the box of toys. Each one's a little bit different than the next, and they each add a little bit more of a layer to the film. There's different aspects they have to run through, whether it be trying to get a ride, because obviously they can't go on foot, to Santa getting arrested because he basically has 2 kids in his possession, and no one believes that he's Santa. Just different things like that. It does go off the rails a little bit in the middle of the film, especially when they get the bag of toys. There's this whole other side character arc of the story with the kids, because they're separated from Santa at this point of the film, that I wasn't really crazy about, but it was all to basically have a running gag about the elves and how badass the elves are. I mean, there's probably a better way they could have gone about it. There's also a musical number, which didn't really serve a purpose in the movie. I think it was more or less just Kurt Russell wanted to do a musical number, and if he wants to do a musical number, you let Kurt Russell do a musical number. It's an enjoyable number, but it's one of those things where it's like, the whole point of the story is that they're on a very tight clock, and stopping to do a musical number just doesn't really seem like a smart thing to do at that time. But it's still enjoyable. It's just one of those things where it's like, there's about a patch of 15 minutes of the movie in the middle where it's like, okay, reel it in. You're starting to kind of lose focus on the plot, and they do. But it wraps up nicely at the end. And like I said, overall, for a Netflix Christmas movie, it's actually quite a lot of fun. I do recommend it for the people who want to watch Christmas movies, or people who are fans of Kurt Russell. Like I said, there's bad acting here or there outside of the main cast. But overall, it's a very fun movie. It's very enjoyable. Kurt Russell's a great Santa, and it's definitely something that you can watch multiple times through this Christmas season and Christmas seasons going forth. So head on over to Netflix, give it a watch. Like I said, leave some comments if you agree or disagree with the review. And like I said, if you have any other recommendations of movies you would like reviewed by me, whether they be current movies in theaters right now or movies all the way back to, whenever. Leave a comment here, or like I said, comment on Sean and Movie Crusades on Facebook. And, or if you just want to have a conversation, I'm cool with that too. I like keeping it open. Let's talk movies. I'm totally, I have no problems talking movies. You have fan questions. So I'm thinking about doing a fan questions video. If you guys want to ask me certain topics about movies, I'll do a video where I answer those questions and just kind of have a discussion. Trying to look for new things to do with the channel besides reviews. There will be a top 10 Christmas movies list that I will be coming out with here in the next couple days, so look out for that. And there's going to be some more reviews coming down, because there's not really much that's come out in the last 2 days, or 2 weeks, sorry. But I'm going to try to see if I can catch up on some movies that have come out in the past year that I just didn't get to watch. So look out for some more reviews for those. And basically, until I see you guys, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Movie Crusaders.